Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today we are going to wrap up my summer TBR, see how I did, and we're going to pick our fall TBR. How'd I do for summer? Not great. I picked 7 books in my video, and then I added one more in after I did a scavenger hunt video with Lindsay, and so I added that to my summer TBR. And of those 8 total, I read 3. So 5 of them are still unread and are just going to go back on my shelves for now. And it's fine. So what did I read? I read The Minuscule Mansion of Myra Malone. This is by Audrey Burgess. This was for the prompt, a book with a character's name in the title. And obviously Myra Malone is the main character in here. I listened to this one on audio and it was narrated by Christine Lakin, who did a great job. And I really enjoyed this book. It is following a woman named Myra, and she has made basically a living out of creating a miniature model of a mansion, and she posts it online. She has a whole blog about it. She changes it up for the seasons and decorates it like it's an actual house and all these things, and she's become a little bit of a sensation with it. People have been following her. They've been copying her designs in their own houses. They look for furniture that she picks out, all sorts of stuff, but hers is on a small scale. And then a man on the other side of the country gets wind of what this is all about, and he looks it up and realizes that she is creating a small scale of his house that he lives in, that has been in his family for generations. And he's like, what in the world? So it goes from there. I really did like this book a lot. It had a very magical feel to it. And so it's going to be a little bit of a magical realism aspect in here, which can be hit or miss for me. This time it was a hit. I really liked the characters. There are 2 different timelines that we're following, which I liked. And the only thing, well, not the only thing, but the big thing is this book uses my most hated line 2 times. Two times. So I had to bite my tongue on that. It's fine. But 2 times, and you better believe I pointed it out. But yeah, so I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. It didn't blow my socks off, but I did really enjoy my experience reading it. Okay, the next one that I finished is one that I picked for gifted, which was nice because I was picking everything from my gifted cart this time around. And that is Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. And this is the first book in her series. Like, this is a little series of books that she writes. I don't even know the name of the series. I wonder if it's like the spoiler something. I have no idea. So this follows a cosplay vlogger, I believe is what she is, or she's part of a fandom that follows this TV show. It's very much a Game of Thrones type of TV show. And she's a big fan. She writes fan fiction for it and cosplays and does all these things. Like she's in it to win it. She has an online presence in that community. But nobody knows what she looks like. She's never made public what her appearance is, and she is plus size. Now, she ends up revealing what she looks like and all the backlash that comes with that for being plus size. To the point where the main actor in this TV show gets wind of it, and he makes comments and asks her out on a date. Kind of one of those things. And she's like, this is all publicity, blah, 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 but I'm going to go anyway. So they do go on this date. They meet up, blah, blah, blah. And then it just kind of goes from there, and it follows their relationship. The male in this relationship had his own set of issues that he was dealing with. You know, he's not like this, incredibly privileged because he's wealthy type of person. He had a hard childhood. He has a hard relationship with his parents. He goes through some stuff too. He has a learning disorder, like all sorts of things. And I felt like he was really just overlooked. And I felt that all the focus was on her and her needs and her wants and her feelings. And I felt like his just were he was just kind of there. And I don't know, I wanted more focus on both of them equally versus more about her than about him. And I don't feel like that's what this was. So I don't know. I guess I was looking for more about their relationship together versus, you know, let's make sure she feels okay and that she feels safe and blah, 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 blah. Well, he needs to feel that way too. So yeah, I guess that was the biggest issue I had with this. I don't know. And that's just my reading experience. I don't think that I'm the popular opinion on that, but that was me. So I gave it 3. It was fine. And then the third one that I finished was the one that I added for our scavenger hunt video, and that's Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. And I adored every single word of this book. I read this one with my friend Jen, and we both felt the same way. We were just gushing the entire time reading this book. This is another one that I did listen to on audio, and it was read by Kurt Graves, and he did a fantastic job. I actually started reading it, and I was struggling with sit-down physical reading time, so I switched to the audio, and it was phenomenal. So I'm really happy about that. This follows a man named Wallace, and in the very beginning of the book, he passes away. He is not a nice man. He is not kind to people around him. He's a very difficult person and doesn't understand why people don't think the way that he does, and doesn't understand why people have feelings, and it's a whole thing. So he's kind of a curmudgeon. He ends up in this tea shop in the middle of the woods, and this is a place that he discovers he's in between life and death. And he has to make choices, and he has to do some reflection. He has to accept that he has passed away. And while he's doing that, he's learning about this tea shop and the people who occupy it and all that stuff. And I loved it. I loved every character in this book. It was so good. It was funny. It was charming. I was laughing out loud quite a bit. And it also just made me feel all sorts of feelings. And I absolutely just adored it. So another 5-star for me for TJ Klune, which means I did not get to these 5 books. The Devil All the Time by Donald Ray Pollock. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, which I actually did start. I did start that one, but I started that one right after Under the Whispering Door, and they both kind of dealt with the in-between of life and death, and I was like, oh, I don't think I'm ready to go into this one right yet. I need a little bit of a buffer, so I will go back to that one, but I did get started on it. I didn't get too far, but The Girl in 6E by A.R. Torrey, The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page, and Dread Nation by Justina Ireland. So I did not get to any of these. Whoopsies. I had other stuff and other things, but yeah. So I knew that I picked a really ambitious TBR. So this time we're not going to go quite as much. I was just having fun picking out all the prompts and picking books and stuff, which is fine. I don't ever expect to finish my entire TBR every season because I do read other things. I have other priorities, but I'm going to keep some things in mind this time that I kind of know I'm going to be picking up and see if I can work those in with the prompts. That would be fantastic. We're just going to see. I have some things on my radar, on my mind. So hopefully the prompts will work with me in that, and we will have more successful round next time. But these are going right back on my shelf. It's totally fine. I still want to read every single one of these, which means it's time to pick some more. So we're going to go with 5. And we're sticking with 5, guys. I'm not going more. Because I have something coming up in October that you'll see here soon that I'm doing, and I need to keep it together. I don't need to be picking 5 million books on my TBR that I know I'm not going to be able to realistically read. So, all right, number 1, we will do this one, and this one is, oh, nice, an author I want to read to 0. I have a list of authors that I want to read to 0. You know what? I have an author that if I read one more book, then I've read to 0. Perfect. Artemis by Andy Weir. This is the only one of his books that I have not read, so I will definitely read this one. I'm going to listen to it. I think I already have the audiobook in Audible, from what I'm understanding. I'm pretty positive. Rosario Dawson reads it, and she's fantastic. So I'm going to definitely listen to this one. But yeah, this one involves the moon versus other things he's written a book set on Mars. He wrote one set in deep space. This one is actually a moon book, so I'm excited about it. All right, book number 2. Do this one. Okay, this is, oh my gosh. Finish a series. Oh man. All right, I'm going to have to bring up my series spreadsheet and see if there's any series where I only need to read one more book. I'm sure there is. I just don't know what they are. All right, let me see if I can bring up my spreadsheet on here. I think I can. I can. Okay. So it would be a finished series. So it would be in the first. Let me see if there's any that I only have one more. Okay, so there's one. Let me see what else. Let me see what my options are before I just automatically take that one. Okay, those 2. I have 2 middle grades that I only need to read one more, but I don't know if I'm in the mood for a middle grade right now. I do have another one, but I'm currently reading the second book. So I've already started. That's kind of cheating. Okay, so I do have one and I have that book downstairs. That's really only it besides the middle grade. And I'm just not really in the mood for that right now. So, okay, let me go grab it. All right, so I have Deceptive here. This is by Emily Lloyd-Jones. This is the second book in the Elusive duology. There's only 2. I read the first one earlier this year, loved it. And there was a novella in between the first and second book, and I read that too. That was fun. So if I read this one, then I'm good. And I believe this is set in DC from the background photos. And it's a sci-fi. So fun, young adult sci-fi. So 2 books, 2 sci-fi so far. Interesting. All right, let's see what else we can do here. So number 3. Let's do this one. All right, let's see. Ooh, a Tucson book. Okay, so that means a book that I bought when we were living in Tucson, and that's when I really started buying a bunch of books because I discovered Bookman's, one of my favorite places ever. So let me, oh gosh, what did I buy in Tucson that I still have? That's the key. I have to still have it. Oh man. I'm really going to have to look at my shelves because when I see something, I'll kind of remember. I know one off the top of my head. Do I just go grab that one? I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Really the only one that I know for sure I bought when we were in Tucson is The Art of Fielding by Chad Warbach. Now, this one is a baseball book, and I recently did a try a chapter that featured this one for books that I've had on my shelf the longest because Tucson. I 100% know that I bought this at Bookman's. And yeah, so I think when this one's done, I need to probably get rid of that prompt because I really don't think I have any more that I purchased in Tucson that I haven't already read. So yeah, but I can put this one on there and we're in baseball season, all good. So we'll see. Okay, number 4. I still have some on my mind that I have not been able to work in here. All right, let's see. What is this one? What? A book from this month's 2018 haul. A book from this month's 2018 haul. So September of 2018. That's where I need to go. 2018. We were in Florida. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go find this and figure this out. Okay, let's see. I was not ready for this. Okay, so September, that was from last year. That was here, September haul 4 years ago. It's probably this one. Okay, yeah, I uploaded this one on September 22nd, 2018. I was not listing my books at this point, so I actually have to kind of scroll through here and see. I'm not going to do the screen recording. No. So let me see what I am hauling here. Okay. The Darkest Star by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I don't have that book anymore. Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabos. I still have that one. So that's a contender. Okay, The Silent Sister by Diane Chamberlain. Do I still have that one, or is that one I might... I'm not 100%. I hung on to that one. I feel like Diane's books, I'm going to listen to them over reading them, and I don't know that I would keep them afterwards either. So I don't think I have that one anymore. I'm pretty positive that one got donated. What is this? A Book of American Martyrs by Joyce Carol Oates. I don't have that one anymore. Stephen King, Dreamcatcher. Okay. I still have that one. Haven't read it. Let's see. And that's it. So, okay. I have two options. I have A Winter's Promise, which is the start of a series. It's a young adult fantasy. And then I have Stephen King, Dreamcatcher, which is a big book. They're both big books. I feel like Stephen King, I'm going to read it. I'm going to keep it regardless. Well, if I don't like it, I won't keep it. But if I read it and I like it, I'll keep it. So that's going to be more of a permanent possibility. Winter's Promise, I could read and see if I want to read the rest of the series, because there's 4 books in that series. And I have the first 3. I don't have the 4th one yet. I'm waiting to see what I think. So maybe I should do A Winter's Promise. That has been on TBRs before and I never got to it. So I think I'm going to do that one. All right. A Winter's Promise by Christine Dabos. This is a quartet called the Mirror Visitor Quartet. I don't know what it is, but I know there's like cities on these spiral spheres that float around. I've heard mixed things. Like some are good, some are bad, but this is huge. It is young adult, so I think it, like, once I get into it, and the font is pretty big actually too, so we'll see. But I do need to get to it. Man, that was an interesting... I did not remember putting that prompt in there, guys. Okay, I still have a couple books on my radar for fall. So if this last prompt does not fulfill the ones I'm thinking about, I'm just going to go ahead and show you what I'm also planning to read. Okay, so we'll see. Prompt-wise, we're going to pick 5. And then I'll just add on whatever I feel like it afterwards. Okay, let's do this one. So last prompt is... Where do I come up with these? Reflects the last TV show or movie that I've watched. The last TV show or movie. The last TV show I watched was One Piece on Netflix, which was fantastic. Those are pirates. Ooh, those are pirates. What's the last movie I watched? I think we watched Spider-Man 2. It's terrible. So I don't think I want to go that way. I could work with pirates. I have a book that features pirates. Okay. We might be stretching a teeny tiny bit here. Here's the thing. I'm going to pick A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Now, I have already started this book. I got 45 pages into this book. I tabbed it out because V.E. Schwab did a whole read-along of her entire trilogy, because another series is coming out. And so I wanted to read along with her and blah, blah, blah. And then did I? No. Of course not. Why would I do that? Why would I follow through? So, but I did start it and I did really enjoy what I was reading. So I want to get back to it. It's been sitting next to my bed for a while. And I saved like all of her videos where she goes into depth after each section. So I'm going to read to the sections and then I'll watch her video. But the main character in here is not a pirate. But this book was featured on multiple lists of books that feature pirates. So there is a pirate character in here somewhere. I did my homework. I looked to see. So I think maybe he pairs up with somebody who is a pirate. Work with me. It's fine. This is fine. Now, I initially thought of Amina al-Sarafi. However, I want to read the David Bad trilogy first. And I've only read the first book. I want to read the other 2 first and then go into this one, because it is set in the same world, different timeline, but I want to get that baseline down first. So that's why I'm not going to go there yet. I'll get there eventually. That was my first initial instinct, but upon further research, this one is on that list. So we're going to go back to this and read because I do love Victoria Schwab so much. So here we go. Okay, those are prompts. Now I do have a couple of books on my radar to read for the fall. So I want to show you what they are. I'll officially put them on here. They're just not going to be prompt based. And we're just going to see what I can get to. I'm not going to pick too many, I promise. Hang on. First one is The Resemblance by Lauren Nosset. This is a Greek sorority fraternity situation at the University of Georgia. It's set in Athens, you guys. I have to read it. I have to read it. Did I go to University of Georgia? No. My parents did, both of them. They met there. Raised me watching the games. It stuck with me. It did not stick with my sister. She could not care less about football. I love it. I stuck with it. I'm a huge fan. I converted my husband into a fan. That's why I'm a Georgia fan, because my parents both went there and they are both from the state of Georgia. So when I heard that this one is set on the University of Georgia, I said, okay, I have to buy it and then I have to read it. So I bought it. Now I need to read it. And perfect because this is very fall. It's very fallish. This is a mystery and we'll see where it goes. Don't want to know too much about it, but it's definitely on my radar for this fall. Speaking of football, one that I have been wanting to read during football season is Game Changer by Neil Shusterman. This is following a football player, and he gets injured. He gets a head injury while on his high school football team. And that injury results in him experiencing kind of parallel lives or parallel universes. And is it real? Is it in his head? Who knows? So Neil Shusterman is a fantastic author, and I really want to read more from him. So I would like to read this one during football season. I think it would be the perfect time. And finally, I wanted to pick a dark academia book. And this is an author that I would like to read to zero. I'm working on it, but For Your Own Good by Samantha Downing. This follows I believe it's a college professor who, it's Belmont Academy. So I don't know if that's high school or if that's college or what. I'm not quite sure yet. But it's him, and he does things for students and to students, supposedly for their own good. I don't want to know much, but I know it's dark academia, and I know that Samantha Downing is one that I want to read to zero. And I have 2 more to go. So it would be this one, and then I would have 1 more to read. So we're going to try to work on that this year, but perfect time to put this on my Fall TBR. I said I wasn't going to go overboard. I said I wasn't going to go overboard, and I did a little bit, but 5 prompts, 3 that I picked on my own. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. I don't know. I have the rest of the year. It's fine. Towards the end of December, I will come back and let you know. I'll let you know how this goes. And then we'll do a winter TBR. So, it's fine, guys. Oh my goodness. This is fine. This is dumpster fire fine. It's all good. I will put these on my cart downstairs and we'll see how many I can get to in the next couple of months here. What should I read first? Let me know. And yeah, okay. I will talk to you guys soon. Wish me luck. Have a great day. Bye.